football season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go. 60 by 6. Freedom.
Run for the first time, B.J. Robinson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
Ready, ready. Ready, ready.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. Breaks a tackle. He's got it out. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 16. 1st down, Falcons. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Ready. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Falcons at 7-2 here on the year. Their head coach, he's got them believing in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Let's go now. Cougar 19.
Robinson with another carry. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Richardson going to move him around.
Ready.
To throw is Richardson from the gun on 3rd down. And this effort won't be enough as they run up to stop him a couple of yards short.
70. 60
And Audible here get a new look.
Take. Ready.
Richardson on 4th down. Look in the middle of the field. He's got him incomplete. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, and that'll bring up 2nd down. But you look at this defense. They come into this one way down at number 23 against the run of the NFL.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
Again, it's Richardson. That's complete. It's Ryan Thomas. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Richardson working from the gun. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Falcons will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point on the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And it's now a 7-0 game. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. As he'll get this to about the 23. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground with Irving. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit, after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick, go!
Here's a 2nd and 7. Completes it to Hardman. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they held them to just 7 points, and if you rewatch the game tape, and I did multiple times, it was amazing to me that the other guys even got 7. They were absolutely dominating on that side of the football.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 79 Broncos. 70 Timberwolves. 19 tight. 19 tight. Dragon 60.
He'll drop to throw. It's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot.
60
It's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Godwin, the motion man. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's second down. They forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive.
Let's go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. They'll try to set up the screen. It's complete. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Ready! Cowboy 80! Cowboy 80! Ready!
On 1st and 10, he's Irving. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Ready! 70, top 19, 7 Pirates, Warriors 70, 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats, 60 Mavericks, 60 Mavericks.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he's got his man on stride, complete. And he's out of bounds. This almost gets to the 10. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
You know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time. Now they get it to him a variety of ways, but you're right, they don't run their offense through him.
Well, he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good scheme going.
Straight ahead, it's Irvin. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football, as they've got it with a third down coming up.
Ready, set.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
19, target. Get it. 60, Bison. Viking, 18. Get it.
The option that's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chris Godwin, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bucs are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
And I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Ready. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Play action. Now Richardson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good play and a well-timed run from Richardson to pick up the first.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect him with his legs for that first down pickup.
Cougar 19, 60 Eagle, 60 Eagle. Ready,
Richardson off the play fake. Now he's going to step up and run. This one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Here's 2nd and 10.
18, Pioneer. Here we go, set. Ready.
From the shotgun, Richardson. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Warriors, back. Cowboy
65 catch. Panther 11. Panther 11. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 19 tight. 19 tight. 79 Broncos. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Go.
Now it's Richardson. He's going to get that to his running back on the backfield. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Here we go. Here we go. Six Cowboy 80.
Robinson up the middle. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 11 more on that one and another first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision with finding the holes? He's seeing things before they even open and moving them through.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a first and 20. Now Richardson. Thomas swings it in. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
60. Panther 60. Dragon 60. 19 Lions. Ready, ready.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on first and goal. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on first and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
Ready.
Here's Richardson to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Let's go now. Bronco 80. Warrior 70. Trap 60. Trap 60. Lions. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger.
Now Richardson back to throw it. He'll try and do this himself. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. And the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on third and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they're conceding 3 points. Their goal is to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Panther 60.
He'll come out throwing here on first down. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
He'll run out of the number over. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. It's 60 Bobcats. Cougar 19.
On play action, they'll throw. He finds his man complete. That's Kramer. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yards, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for a
Pirates. 7 Pirates. Dragons. Buffalo 18. 19. Cup 19. Cup. Let go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pick up there, 26 yards. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10.
Let's go. 70 Timberwolves. Go street. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Mustang 19.
They'll set up to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Kramer. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Trap alert. Ready.
A run up the middle with Irvin. And a stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a first and goal.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Come on, set. Hey, check that.
Irving, not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Ready? Next, go.
Once again, it's Irving. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts.
Got it. Ready?
As it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
60 Eagles. 60 Bobcats. 18 Rattlers.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And he's going to go down, safe back at the 13-yard line. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. This will be spotted at the 20, so it's a 30-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Here we go.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Second and 10.
Ready? Ready, ready?
Richardson looking to throw this. That's called left side and tight end Pitts.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Richardson. That's going to be caught by Pitts.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown. Kyle Pitts in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. The play after is good. And the lead is now 14-10.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Having only 4 seconds on the clock. Time likely for just one snap of the football.
60 Bison, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
They'll throw now on the final play. Looking downfield for Godwin. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. So a 4-point game here as we get set to resume action in this third quarter of play.
And he will make it to the 20-yard. Line and no further.
Ready,
The
set.
Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. And what's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll drop the throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
That's a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man
Here
or
we go.
2 miss, but that window closed
18.
quickly.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 19 Lion. Rig alert, rig alert. Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Here's a play fake as they set up the throw. Pressure brought in. The Falcons get there for the sack. Jalen Walker, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down.
Here we go.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Third and 19.
Dragon 60. Get it. Cougar, 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. 19 Warrior, 70, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Motion.
Now back to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And taken right at the 35. 32-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Stephanie! Cowboy 80!
Richardson looking to throw. Oh, the RPO will keep it himself. They'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw
ready?
on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
70 Lions! Trap 60! Trap 60! Ready?
Richardson working from the gun. Into the hands of London. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out in the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And this is Simpson with the catch. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons.
79 Broncos! Ready! Bronco 80! 18, Pioneer! 18, Rattler! 18, Rattler! Go!
Looking to throw. Richardson. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here.
Ready,
These last few plays, they have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up for the first and goal.
Ready?
This is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Falcons are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Dragon 60, 7 Pirates. Ready.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got a man wide open, complete. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. 76 yards. And the Buccaneers have cut it back within a score. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Already speed limits out there. And he went. That wasn't a one trying to chase him.
And he's not going to get in as a try for 2 comes up empty. So they will be unable to cut this to a field goal as the differential remains 5. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because it's an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Sixty Bison. Ready.
Robinson. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as he stopped him from buying around the scrimmage.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal.
Come on, set. Hawks.
Robinson is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play. One of our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And these guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they're trying to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those
Dragon 60. 7 Pirates. 19 tight. 19.
They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Kramer. Able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
70 Ranger. 70 Ranger.
Receiver in motion right.
Street. 79 Broncos. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Let's go.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back.
Pioneer. Down. Cowboy 80. 19 Lion. Rig alert. Cat 6. Panther 11. Panther 11. Let's go.
Back to throw again. And we'll get inside the 40 to the 39. So on the other side of the field now, it's first and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
They'll look to throw again. Hits it in stride. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up second down. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 33, here's a 2nd and 4.
7 Pirates. Back. 6. Dragon 6. 19 tight. 19. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well? Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Sheds off the tackle. And he's going to have the Bucs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. 18 Pioneer. Cup 19. Cup 19. Buffalo 18. Ready.
He'll look to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Ready.
He'll drop to throw. And they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've got 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Go street. Lion. Warrior 70. Mustang 19. Panther 11. Panther 11. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Ready.
Looking to throw. And he's got it. End zone touchdown, Tampa Bay. Nicole Hardman halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Bucs have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Off to start it out, Robinson. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense. But, yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack.
How many times have we sat with coordinators, and especially the defensive guys, that talked about big plays, sacks? They often come in bunches. Well, it may not be a bunch here, but that is the 3rd sack of the game for them.
And around sack 3 or 4, I would think it starts to get in the quarterback's head a little bit.
Not just the quarterback, the offensive play caller, the offensive line, knocks people off balance and changes what they normally do.
Dragon 60, 79 Broncos.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Just because you got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Here we go.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Cut 19. Cut. Here we go. Here we go. 70 Lions. 18. Pioneer. Buffalo 18.
Back to throw. This one left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
And the comeback may start out. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Falcons are going to have the short field here as they take over right at the 50. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Looking to put a drive together.
Come on, come on.
They'll get it to Robinson to begin the drive. And a good run here as he'll run it all the way down to the 40-yard line. 101 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they're long first down.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And on again here with Robinson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Got it.
You'd have
Ready?
to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
He'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown. Bijan Robinson, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And the Falcons add on to their 4th quarter lead, and they're on their way to improving to 8-2. Point after, right down the middle. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. Powering his way forward. They're going to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
70. Mustang Knights, Cowboy, 60 average. Let's go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Catch is made by Hardman. Down the left sideline. He takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And this is back to a 5-point game. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be reviewed by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Falcons, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm